Some of you will have looked at the recipe for making a Christmas pudding and said, that's a lot of work just to make a Christmas pudding. Maybe there's just one of you at home and you don't want to go to all that trouble. Now, I can assure you it's worth going to the trouble, but if you can't, here is a super simple recipe for making a Christmas pudding in a mug, which I think tastes very similar to the real thing. Come on, let's show you how. Hi, and a huge Christmas welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Yesterday I made Christmas pudding in a mug and I can tell you that was delicious. You'd be fighting them off in the streets for it. But today we're going to be making luxury Christmas pudding in a mug. Now, it's a little extra work, not a great deal, but it's still very quick to make. And for a bit of fun, we're going to be making custard in a cup as well. So let me show you how. Now, there are two or three major differences between the deluxe Christmas pudding and the standard Christmas pudding, and the first of those is the fruit that I'm putting in. I'm putting in a much more variety of fruit. Now, the fruit I have here has to equal still half a cup of fruit, but rather than just going for mixed fruit, I've got some currants, some lovely dark sweet currants. I've got my own mixed peel here, just pop that in there. I've got some raisins, some lovely sweet, soft raisins, cranberries, of course, wonderful for Christmas. And then I have some glacé cherries, some dried apricots and some dates here, which I do have to just finely chop up. So there they are all diced up now, and I'll just lift them up and put them into the mug. So there's our half a cup of fruit. Now we want to add some brandy to that. I'm going to put a tablespoon of brandy and pour it over the fruit. Give it a little mix through. So we set that aside for at least 10 or 15 minutes now so the fruit becomes lovely and plump and moist from the brandy. And whilst that's doing that, we're going to make custard in a cup. So how are we going to make custard in a cup? Well, we're going to take 1 egg yolk, pop it into our cup, 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar, and 1 tablespoon of corn flour. Now, I know our American friends call that cornstarch. And we're going to add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're going to take these ingredients and mix them to a paste. And try to mix that until you've got no lumps in there at all. Now here I've got 1 cup of full cream milk, and I'm just going to pour about a quarter of that in there and then just mix it through again so we don't get any lumps in the custard. And when it's nice and even like that, we'll take the last bit of the milk, pour it all into the cup. Now give that one last good stir. Then we're going to pop that straight away into the microwave for 30 seconds, bring it out and stir it again. Now, it's important that we take the custard out of the microwave every 30 seconds and give it a good stir if we don't want lumpy custard. Now that'll go back in for another 30 seconds, probably about 1.5 to 2 minutes before it's completely thickened. Now look at that custard, it's beautiful, there are no lumps in there. It took about 2 minutes, and you do have to let it boil, just bubble a little bit, but be careful, don't overdo it. So now that is piping hot, we'll just set that aside and finish our Christmas pudding. So back with our Christmas pudding in a mug, you can see that the brandy is soaked now into that fruit. I'm going to take 1 whole egg and just break it in on top. Now 1 tablespoon of self-raising flour. If you only have all-purpose flour, you'll have to add a pinch of baking powder into it. 1 tablespoon of a dark, soft brown sugar. Now this is luxury Christmas pudding, so I am using half a tablespoon of suet. If you can't get suet, use butter. 1/2 teaspoon of Dutch processed good quality cocoa. And of course the spices. I've got mixed spice here, and I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of mixed spice in. 1 tablespoon of milk. And 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. And as I said on the last pudding, you can choose between a treacle and a molasses. This time I'm going to use the molasses. So that's 2 tablespoons of dark molasses. Now will you look at that? I'm going to mix that up now. The smells coming from there are delightful. I'm going to mix that up to a lovely soft batter. And once all your dry goods are incorporated and you've got a nice smooth batter, that is going in a microwave at high for 2 minutes. And you can just imagine how that is going to smell and taste when it's cooked. Now that's come out of the microwave and it is looking and smelling delicious. I've got my custard in a cup here. I'm not going to eat it out of the mug. I'm just going to run a knife around the inside of the cup and then just pour this one out onto my plate like that. My, that looks fantastic. Now we've got our custard. I do love a bit of custard on my Christmas pudding. Now let's pour that on there. There's enough here probably for 2 people. Now I'm in Christmas pudding heaven. Doesn't that look fantastic? My God, I am so impressed. The smell coming off here, the custard is perfect. I am lucky enough. I wish I could share this with some of you. It's just wonderful. Let me know if you decide to make this and try it. Now be careful, out of the microwave. This can be very hot. I'm going to give this a try. Oh, that encapsulates everything about Christmas pudding and Christmas itself. One of the best desserts, I think, over the Christmas period. Well, I hope you try this one. It is absolutely delicious. And please, whether you try this one or the last one, comment down below and let me know you have. It'd be great to hear from you. Share the love. Give this the thumbs up. I'll see you next time. That was my luxury Christmas pudding in a mug. I have another one for a standard Christmas pudding in a mug and a whole playlist of Christmas recipes if you want to check it out. We are making lots of videos also here in Sicily, Italy with the run up to Christmas. I hope you'll enjoy them. Please subscribe to the channel, share the love, give this the thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.